All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another brand new live version episode of Heffron Reep. It is Monday, May the 16th, 2022, and we're back live. Last week, we were recorded with the Reno Collier. That was great, fantastic. But we're live tonight, and I see your comments already. Nikki and Michael and Dylan and Andy and Reno. There's a Reno from Australia. We're going to check in your comments here in a minute, but in case you're like, what the hell is this? You know, some people they're liking my Facebook page. I get new likes, new followers all the time, so maybe you've never seen this show. You're watching the Heffron Reep show. What is that? It's two winners of Last Comic Standing, two journeyman road dogs and lovers of the 1980s. No politics, no pandemics, no Putins, just pure pleasure, baby. And promo codes. Yeah, we like promo codes. So recently we've been having our guests. We have people on who have sort of a side hustle, or maybe they've got an extra source of income coming in, not their regular 9 to 5. And we talk about it and them, and we try to help. Maybe we get a promo code out of them. But first, let me plug some tour dates. My next gig's not till June the 1st. I'll be in Columbus, Missouri at the Blue Note. And then June 2 through 4, Funny Bone, St. Charles, Missouri. Quick shout outs for our Patreon supporters before we get Heffron in here. Brenda Sachs, Steve Dean, Joey Ellis, Shane Flint, Bob Haynes, Rick Sanford. God bless you. We love you. Those are our Patreon supporters. You want a shout out, you want to help the show, leave some money in the tip jar, go to heffronandreep.com, click on the Patreon support page, and throw anything our way. It could be $1, it could be $100, whatever you feel. And we need new reviews as well on Apple Podcasts. That's another way you can help the show grow. Leave a nice review and a 5-star rating for this show on Apple Podcast. And I'm going to read 3 comments from last week. But first, why don't we get the guy who's part of the show in here? You're looking at John Reep. I'm only half of Heffron Reep. So why don't we get the other half in here and we'll get the show going. What do you say? Theo Jackson, where is my man? Where is this guy? There he is. Hey, John Heffron, how you doing?
Good morning, John Reep. I got to move you like this. I'm going to put your big face right there. I got to decide. I think I need to get a big TV and somehow only have it be your face where I don't see any of my computer. I just see you.
Yeah, I think there's a way to do that.
Because the eye contact when I watch shows or I see people like doing the Zoom stuff, the eye contact's always weird. Like I'm trying to look at you right now and this looks normal, but then you see people like this. Yeah, John, almost like where they're side eyeing you because they don't know, so it's weird. But anyway,
no, you look fine. I feel like you're looking at me.
I got a sty, which means I peed outside. Did you ever hear that?
No, I know what a sty is. I didn't know it had anything to do with peeing outside. That might be a Northern Michigan thing.
I think that's the thing, that you get a sty if you pee outside, which I thought was an urban myth. No. But then I peed outside, and then I got a sty.
Is that because it rhymes? You pee outside, you get a sty out. I don't know. Haven't heard that. Some people still want to know if you figured out if it was macaroons or not.
It was. I don't know why I thought there was a better name. It was different than macaroons. They're macaroons.
Real quick, John, because I want people to know that we're paying attention to them. I'm going to read 3 comments from last week, even though we weren't live last week. You know, we told people if you leave a comment, you know, we'll try and get to them and we'll read them. So I got 3 from last week. Okay. And this is from Wolf Ryan. Like he took the word Wolverine and made it Wolf Ryan. That's his name.
Okay. He
said, watching them is like watching a small galaxy, so many stars together. Now that was nice.
Oh, dude.
Me, you, and Reno. That feels good. I appreciate that. Scott Reese, and I have no idea what this comment is referring to because I forgot what we talked about last week.
Right.
Because it was pre-recorded. It's been a minute. But he said, sounds like a bathroom trip after Taco Bell chased with Tijuana Creek water. You have any idea what we're talking about?
Oh, you had that guy on who sponsors your other show, the Sue the Towing Guy. That's not the name of it.
Right. Sue the Collector.
Sue the Collector. And then he just decided to bring up a story of him shitting himself at a
That's right.
At a casino.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you. I had no idea. And then Mitch Martin, he just wants to know any Canadian dates. John, do you have any dates in Canada? If so, let us know. And if not, this is a good time to plug any tour dates you got, John.
Real quick, no dates in Canada. I mean, there's a big festival going on there this summer. But I used to do Canada all the time. I don't know what the dealio is. But here it is. Dates this weekend. I'm in Traverse City. So if you're in Michigan and happen to be up north, Traverse City, show up at that place. And let's just jump to June. I'm at one of John Reep's favorite comedy clubs, 3rd and 4th of June. I'm at the Toledo Funny Bone. So just a place where you can go. You can work out new material. It's just one of just those authentic type of places.
It's run smooth, too.
June 16th and 18th, I'm at a little place called Charlotte or Charlotte. Charlotte, North Carolina at the Comedy Zone. If everybody could show up there, if I could plead, here's what I would like. June, the middle of June, if you happen to be in North Carolina and you happen to be by Charlotte, go to the Comedy Zone, June 15, 16, 17, whatever I'm there. And
holy crap.
Florida, because the guy who owns that place also books a lot of corporate events. And I need the extent of sucking up and putting a facade that I'm still relevant is beyond belief. So I really need that week to show up. And I need just people just to call and go, can we camp out? Are we allowed to camp out in front of the club? Like we need to make that weekend a thing.
John, I want to help because I'm going to be in town. Like,
wait, what?
Check this out, dude. I don't know why we're just now discovering this. Maybe because in our brains, we only go, I mean, are you like me? I go maybe 2 weeks out in my head. That's as far out as I can go.
No, I've been doing that lately where I look and go, I have to buy an airline flight for what? And then air flights are like $1,800 now. Yeah. Before I used to be able to go, oh yeah, I'm going there next week. I'll buy a ticket now.
Now
you're like,
plan a bunch of crap. God.
Yeah.
So anyway, I will be doing a fly fishing trip that Wednesday before you come into town. But you're going to be there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I'll be here. I can at least be there Friday and Saturday, dude. Maybe we should come. You got to come. I'm going to come get you to bring you to Hickory for a day and back to Charlotte. We got to do something. We got to hang out, do something. Maybe I'll do a guest spot. Maybe we'll record something.
Why don't we do that? Also, we're going to record that. I'm going to see you live on Monday, a week from today. I'm going to be right next to you.
That's right. Monday
face
the 23rd.
Side to side.
You're flying into Asheville.
Doing a corporate thing.
I want to know more about this corporate thing in Asheville.
Yeah.
I need to get me some of that.
Yeah, they're good. They're making me take like COVID tests every day leading up to it. So there's a chance that I get knocked out of the running. So keep your phone on.
Okay.
Don't do that thing when I text you and I see it's John Reep's been silenced or whatever you do.
Oh, everyone hates that.
Yeah.
I hate the iPhone for letting people know.
He was wide open. I know he was wide open. Now I'm getting the little half moon thing.
By the way, it's not just you. Like that is a setting on the phone.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're it's do not disturb. I put it on do not disturb all the time. It's mostly on do not disturb.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, maybe there's a lot more telemarketers going on. There's a lot more my phone is nonstop ringing. So I just put it on do not disturb. And then when I'm ready to look at my phone, that's when I choose to look at it and I'll catch up then. But it pisses people off. My brother got mad. He goes, what the hell? What'd you put me on? I didn't put you on. I put everybody on. So yeah, that's weird.
So I'll see you next Monday. Charlotte should be a thing. You should show up and just do some things. Work on something new. Like do some new bits. Get on stage. Tell everybody, hey, I'm just here to drink with Heffron. I just want to try some new stuff. pull out a piece of paper, even though that's not you, and then you're free to do whatever.
Okay.
You don't got to kill. You don't even have to. It doesn't even have to be funny. You just go, that's all I needed. And just, it's a safe place, John. It's a safe
Thank
moment.
you. Thank you for offering that for me.
And just go. Just, yeah, you don't try to, right?
Do you have an opener? Do you know who you?
I don't know.
Do you let them pick?
Clubs used to, and then I kind of stopped caring. Or, I mean, my friends now who used to open for me all end up getting bigger than me and getting more Netflix specials than me. Yeah. And then I got to call them and go, hey, do you need an opener? And they're like, well, you're just not fit. I'm like, oh, that's weird. You were fit when you opened for me for 20 weeks a year, but now it's not a fit. But yeah, so I don't know.
I have recommendations.
Okay. What about Brent? Is he in that area?
That would be number one.
I wonder if he could.
But he's in Raleigh. I mean, Raleigh is 3 hours, 2.5 hours away,
dude.
But he still might want to do it.
I've been working on I was in Ann Arbor this weekend, by the way. Shout out to everybody who showed up. All sold out shows. My 5 o'clock show, In Bed by 10. I did an experiment. Sold out. 5 o'clock show. Sold out 7:30 show. I was home by 10:02.
Wow.
Two sold out shows, home by 10:02.
And you would have been home at 10 o'clock if you weren't paying attention to the Waze in your phone. I know how you are.
You see me out of that parking structure. You've been into the parking structure where you and Alan just got completely silent. But yeah, so you were in that area, so you know that it took me a little bit to get home. But this weekend was one of those cool weekends where you ever have a new bit and you just try it and it crushes and then you're excited. And then the next show, you're like, I want to try it again. And then you get to actually work on stuff. Yeah. That happened this weekend. Wow. So I'm excited.
That's good, man.
Yeah, it was a bit. I'll just share the bit. And then one day I'll upload the video, even though it's not done cooking. So I have a bit. And maybe you can help me. Maybe we'll have a segment on here, right? You help with the bit.
Building bits. I love it.
Building bits. Write that one down. That's a good one. Building bits. So I have the premise is, right, I have a stepdaughter, or no, not a stepdaughter. I have a granddaughter, not a step granddaughter.
That's so crazy that
I married into being a grandpa. But my joke is in the 70s, a grandkid had 2 grandpas, right? But now every kid is divorced, remarried. Their mom is remarried, divorced. Their dad is divorced. So now kids have like 5 grandpas. So my whole joke is, if you're reading a story to a little kid, you're coming into this grandpa tournament. There's 5 other grandpas you got to beat out. It's like you're in a tournament, but I'm not blood, so I'm like seated 5th coming into this tournament. And then I bring up how I've been practicing. Oh, I would just like some honey, like Winnie the Pooh voices, which mine's getting better. We saw the origins of me learning it.
Yeah, no, yours is fantastic.
I just would like some honey.
Dead on, man,
dude. I'm getting like, so I do a bit, and then I brought up how if you're reading bad to a 1.5-year-old, how they'll grab the book and just toss it, right? So as a new bit, I would go like, and then she grabs it, and then she's like, "F you," and I would say literally F, like the word F you.
Okay.
And it got a laugh, but it's not funny because a 1.5-year-old will never say F you. That's like a lame way, but I needed a placeholder. Yes. So then over the weekend, I'm like, okay, what would a 1.5-year-old? And then and so then at one of the shows, I toss it and I go, "You bore me, mother, bring me another grandpapa." Right, because she has 5 of them. So then it keeps evolving,
like a court gesture.
Yeah, like she's a princess, and she has just all these grandpas lined up that she can just bore me. Yeah, so it's fun. I'm just excited. I'm gonna put a video up.
Like in my brain when you said tournament, I'm thinking of the NCAA, like it's a bracket.
Well, I'm coming in. I'm like, I don't know enough about sports. I'm like, but I have no reading experience. I'm like, then I'm going against Gonzaga. What's the team that always is in every
Gonzaga?
Oh, Gonzaga. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going against them. And then it's, but dude, my Winnie the Pooh, when I'm just like, oh, that would be so good I just want, like, I'm learning how to, because in the mic, you can kind of fake it.
Yeah. It sounds great. It's just like it. So the bit is the the girl throwing away the
A 1.5-year-old
taking
tosses
it.
away the book.
Yeah.
If you're reading to a little kid and they don't like what you're doing,
They do that.
they will toss it. And this
They just throw stuff, huh? They'll pick up stuff. Yeah.
Just out of your hand, grab it and chuck it. Just if you don't do it right. So it's like having a bad audition, like a cold read.
Have you taken that same, you know, how we all do comedy? Like, have you taken that premise and then moved it somewhere else? Like, why can't we do that as 50-year-olds? I want to just take stuff that I don't like and throw it around, you know, like what would that be?
Yeah, I don't know. I just got excited because you do that. I don't know why. I was like, this one bores me. I don't know why.
That is like a medieval, like
just like a bad Disney character, like the bad, you know. I don't know. Yeah. It's just funny. It's just funny. We're talking about that new bit. Boom, dude. I was just gonna.
I'll be in Charlotte. You're gonna be in Charlotte. I'm gonna
be in Charlotte.
I'll write some. I'll have something that I've never talked about. I'll try and do that.
You know what else the club did? They listened to our podcast, and on the bottom of the mic stand, they put a sign. So if I lifted up the mic stand and you saw, you know, the mount part, the circle part,
okay,
right, the bottom of the mic stand,
the base,
circle. The base. There was a disclaimer. It says, if you're reading this, you're complying to getting smashed in the face. We talked about that on the podcast, that they should do that. So then that if anyone rushes the stage, they just hold it up, and that's they're signing off.
They did that because of the podcast? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
You should patent that. Go ahead and put
so I would just lift it and go, that's the disclaimer. That's you signing your rights away.
Wow.
Also this weekend. So Charlotte, show up. Let's do shows. Let's record. It'll be fun.
Oh, okay.
This week, I have random notes for you. Pokemon, are you a fan? Ever play? Would you be interested? I just bought some packs online that I think were expensive because I've been watching videos of people unpacking with each other, and a lot of these dudes find cards that are worth $1,000. Mm-hmm. I say we do it, even though we don't know what we're doing, and it'll make the Pokemon people crazy because we don't even know what we're talking about. But it's like gambling. It's like gambling. It's almost what it is. So I just bought us a big thing on eBay.
Like a bunch of unopened decks of cards?
Yeah. And I don't know if I paid overpriced, but they're some elite trainer pack or something.
Are you going to give me some to open?
Yeah. So then we just go card for card.
Yeah, I'd do that.
Dude, I've watched these videos, and these kids have millions of people watching. So why don't we try it?
I have no idea how it works. I don't know which Pokemon's better than the other. I did enjoy the Pokemon thing where you were trying to find them, the app where you would go out and people were like getting hit by cars and even robbed and mugged, like lured into places.
So that, and then also this weekend went to Comic-Con here in Michigan. First one I ever went to was the Motor City Comic-Con. I bought 2 tickets by accident. No, 4 by accident. I hit the refresh button, and it sent me 4 wristbands. So I grabbed my nephew, who's in 1st grade, and my other nephew, who's in high school. And my nephew got to dress as Spider-Man. And we went in, and everybody else was dressed up. It's like me, Michelle, my wife, and Michelle is my wife, so it's not 2 people. and Benny, we were the only ones not dressed. So we are the ones who look like tools, because everybody else was dressed up.
Okay, number one, how big was this Comic-Con?
One of those convention places where you'd have the spa and home and garden show and boat show, and so it was pretty big. I don't even know.
If it's in Detroit, it has the ability to be huge because you guys have the motor show, the car shows up there.
It was fun. So we walked around, but then there was a whole section of famous people who you can get your pictures taken with or get an autograph.
Yes.
So there was one line for an autograph, and everything was paid. Nobody was signing stuff for free.
Yeah.
And then they had pictures one. So I wanted my pictures. The reason why I wanted to go with all the Superman 2, the whole well, not the whole cast. Rest in peace, Christopher Reeves. But all the bad guys.
You mean the movie Superman 2? The 3 people.
Yeah. So it was them, Jimmy Olsen, There was Hemingway. I forgot her first name. Everybody who was on that, who's
Zod.
Yeah, they were all there. So I kind of want my
You met
picture
Zod?
taken with them. He was not there. The big guy with the beard who goes, yeah. And then the woman,
the chick,
who grabbed, who
look, they
punches.
need machines to fly.
Yeah. So they were all there. So then as I was trying to walk to find my buddy who kind of runs it, I noticed other people there. Jamie Kennedy, the comedian, was there. They had a whole Scream. They had a whole Scream section. So everybody from Scream. It's been a minute since I watched those movies, but they were there. Lisa Silverstone was there. William Shatner was there. And then what you did is you could pay. They would have, if they would get pictures behind plexiglass or without. So you could look and see what celebrities would get a picture without glass between you.
Wow.
And then, so like, who was it? The guy from Doctor Who was $200. Like Freddie Prinze Jr. Was there. Jamie Kennedy. They were like $60 a picture. And then they had like, so you'd sit at a card table and then you had almost, like Disneyland, I don't know, like corral things where if there's a line, there's like metal, whatever, what I'm talking about. So the real busy people would have all these people just waiting in line. And then the non-busy people would have nobody.
Yeah.
And they would just kind of be sitting there. And I don't know if I could do it. Like some of the people that look like Shatner at $300 a person. I don't know how many people he saw, but probably hundreds.
Right. One
of the Scream guys probably had 300. The skinnier guy who played Shaggy in Scooby-Doo and was also in a newer Netflix. He had hundreds of people.
Wow.
I had 150. So I don't know. Would you, if you were on something, would you do like on a, if they had a Harold and Kumar?
Well, I have been. Okay, so the movie Into the Storm, we went to Comic-Con, and that was like the big release of the film was there, I guess. But we had a big booth type area, not just one booth. It was like a big gigantic table. I mean, we did all kinds of stuff at Comic-Con and signed autographs, took pictures, did all kinds of fun. But I know what you're talking about with the booths. So when I did it, I wasn't by myself. So I didn't have the ability or the option of me being, ignored in front of people publicly, which I would hate to have happen. It sucks. But I would do it as a group like that. I mean, what about you? If we did a Heffron Reep?
I don't know. I'm trying to think when I would ever do something like. I don't know. I've stood at enough merch tables in my life and nobody's bought. Like you have a killer show, you crush it, and you're like, I'm gonna make $1 billion, and you stand there and everybody just walks by you.
Yep.
But I wonder what they get paid. Like
it's different ones, right? So Shatner's probably $300, $500.
Yeah, but like Jamie Kennedy, let's say, who people know who he is, and he's like that pop culture-y type thing. But if there's an actress who I know what she's been in, but I don't remember her name, that kind of was just had a few people. And then what I think she was doing is if you start talking to her, she would continue to talk to you and make sure that because I would do that when I would
That's
sell
a
merch.
smart move, dude.
I would do it. If somebody always came and wanted to buy a book or CD, I'd always start talking to them so people would see somebody in line and then more people would show up.
I love this. I have done this subconsciously. I'm glad that we're talking about it out loud because it takes one person to sort of be the example of what will happen if you walk over to the table. And so, like that first person out, like I'm always the first one to the merch table because as soon as I'm done, I don't like go through the crowd. I walk straight to the merch table. So the crowd's still in there because the MC's up there going, okay, everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to roll. I'm standing there. And that first person out sometimes will walk up and go, oh, hey, wow, how'd you get here so fast or whatever?
Yeah.
I go, yeah, man, I hope you had a good time. Come here. I'll say, let's take a picture. Like I initiate it in case I forgot to say it on stage. So now here I am posing with this guy. you know. And then other people come out and go, oh yeah, and then they want more of that. But if I just stood there and ignored them, you're right. And I've done this too. If there's one person, I think this is what you just said, just in case I'm repeating myself, where if you're at your table and you see no one, but one guy walks up, you'll talk to that guy longer than you would if there was a line of people, hoping that people will see, oh, you're engaging. And then as soon as someone else comes over, you're like, all right, man, how you have a good one. You just get him out of here. That guy behind you has got a $20 bill in his hand. I can see it.
Yeah.
So I do that too. Dude, so let's move forward, shall we?
Let's do it.
You got that subject change or do I?
Heffron and Reep. Subject change.
We have a guest today. Now, in honor of our theme that we've been doing, you know, we never came up with a good name for it.
I don't like promo codes.
Huh?
I don't like promo.
Bromo codes. You didn't like it. But we like to honor or celebrate or reward people who aren't just phoning it in their 9 to 5. We like people who do a little side hustle. Not even a side hustle, but like an extra job, something that you've started on your own, or you've done. Like we had the lady who made the bags.
She came to the show in Ann Arbor. Her and her husband or boyfriend.
Right.
They said hello and they
That's nice.
thanked us and they sold stuff. So it's nice.
Did you get a bag?
Did not get a bag.
Okay. Well, I'm wearing this. You might be thinking, what has John got around his neck? I got this medal right here. I don't know if y'all can see that. This has to do with our guest today. I have been, I did the whole sober, like the no drinko to cinco.
Mm-hmm.
And I got back into doing fitness. I got back into exercise, yoga, Diamond Dallas Page. So the guy that we have on today, our special guest, is my friend, and he has been giving me one-on-one certified DDPY yoga classes, and I think we should talk to him right now. The Alan Jackson special guest. All right, Travis Mahaffrey, everybody. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Hope you guys are.
Doing fantastic. As you can see, I've got my medal right here.
Nice. That's awesome. Love it. Smitty's run. Yes, sir.
Well, let's start from the beginning with you, Mr. Mahaffrey. You got your own fitness thing going on. Talk about that.
Yeah, how it all came about. My wife started, she takes jujitsu, right? So at the gym, she was learning jujitsu. They offered this adult fitness class.
Hold
yes,
up.
sir. Yes, sir.
I did not know that your wife was doing jujitsu.
Yeah, she's badass.
Is she a black belt?
She is not. That's another story. She actually, don't want to deter anyone from the sport, but she had a hairline fracture in her neck, started having some issues. So she took some time off. And,
got you.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah. But as she finished up as a blue belt, well, she is a blue belt, and she's pretty badass. I'll show you one of her competition videos.
Well, John Heffron and I, we love martial arts. I mean, you can't be a ninja without jujitsu. It's ninjutsu.
That's right.
So we love this stuff. But continue, my friend.
Okay, so the story there is I was overweight. She was even overweight. So we did this fitness class there, and we lost 50 pounds each. And so we started teaching the class there. We became really good friends with the family there. And then they needed the space for jujitsu, right? They didn't need the space for the fitness class anymore. So they canceled the classes. And as you can look and see at me, I'm not a gym guy. So we just kind of wandered around to do nothing for a few months. And then I ran into this program called DDPY, which is a program by Diamond Dallas Page. Exactly.
Hulk it up.
Hulk it up. Exactly.
Yeah.
So at the time I had a little bit of a neck issue. And so I said, well, let me try this thing out. So I did it. Within 2 months, I had fixed my neck. In the beginning, I couldn't turn all the way to the left. Within 2 months, I was turning my head all the way to the left. I said, wow, this is crazy. So I did it every day, it became a practice. And then I said, well, if I was teaching the previous classes, why don't I look into becoming an instructor? And I became an instructor. And the gym actually that I was teaching the classes before, shout out to Blaine Turnmeyer, he actually told me I could come back and do my practice teaching at the gym, at the jiu-jitsu gym. So I did that, and then COVID shut everything down.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And we started right here behind me in my living room since COVID. And that's been over 3 years going now. So basically, we just started with an idea of keeping on working out, and we grew it into Shamrock Fitness. We expanded our practice from DDPY. We now have 5 instructors within the Shamrock Fitness platform from all over the place. We have an instructor in Canada. We have instructors throughout the United States.
Wow.
And yeah.
I got
yeah,
one.
it's pretty cool.
Leon Jackson, if you could put up the website so everyone can see, shamrockfitness.org, I believe, is the website. And that's not your 9 to 5. This is you going, you got your own, you got like the other job, and then you started this as well.
I do have a full-time job. And so I do a lot of this in the evenings and in the mornings and on the weekends. For Shamrock Fitness, we have a 6:30 a.m. class every morning, and we have a 6 p.m. class every evening, except on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday is a 9 a.m. class, Sunday is a 9 a.m. class. But we offer classes all throughout the week, and yeah, this is my side gig. And to be honest with you, this is where my heart lies. This is the philosophy lines up with my lifestyle. It's a healthy, positive lifestyle. 49 years old, about to turn 50. My doctor is extremely happy with the shape that I'm in. So,
well, you've done a great job, and it's very inspiring. Go ahead, John.
No, it's amazing how the older you get, how you start to find like stuff like yoga is the way to go, and you almost wish that you would find it earlier. My wife teaches yoga.
Nice.
She's a yoga instructor, and I've been having balance issues, so every day she's making me do a tree pose, and we're doing this, and I'm practicing my breathing and doing, and my goal one day is just to do those squats where how you do that, but have my heels on the ground. I am because you reach an age where you just don't want to fall over, which is the thing I do, or bend down for something and hear something just go
snap,
like snap. So I wish I got into yoga way before now, but it's also one of those things where you can pick up at literally any age or any fitness level, and it's all scalable. It's one of the only things you could do that literally is scalable.
Right.
Exactly.
No matter what you're doing, there's a way. Well, I can't get down this low. Well, then you do this. Well, I can't do. Well, then you just do this for now, and then eventually, and then you see progression, and you do all that stuff.
Progression is the key word, and I'm sure your wife will tell you that everyone's body is different, right? So everyone's stretch is different. So you may never put your heels on the ground. You may be that type of person that has that type of stretch. Our bones are different lengths, our muscles are different lengths. So what I try to steer people away from in most of my classes is try not to worry about necessarily the best stretch. It's more of how you feel. And then once you go from how you feel, everything else is going to follow behind that. And once you get away from the worried about, well, are my heels on the ground or is my leg the straightest, then you actually relax and you let yoga do what yoga is supposed to do.
I have a question about, so I don't know what you do for, I don't even want to say for a living because you also do this, but I don't know what your day job or your first job, are there terms for this when people have two things? Let's say, what?
Oh, I was going to say, we've always called it, because we're comedians, we call it day job, because everyone said, don't quit your day job.
Yeah. So I don't even know if that's it's not a derogatory thing. But so then you have your Shamrock Fitness. So as somebody who with a buddy started a side hustle, bestcuttingboards.com. I was telling somebody today, we sent out like 15. I'm not taking away from Shamrock Fitness, but I just want to say,
man, there's plenty of love to spread.
I had sold out shows in Ann Arbor this weekend, and getting on stage in front of 300 people, whoever's there, was awesome. The feeling of doing comedy for 33 years. But today, when I was boxing up cutting boards, and when I would finish and put the label on, there's a different feeling of accomplishment when on that box I probably made $11 or 20 or something, if I even made money. I think but there's something about accomplishing that brings as much happiness to the thing that really makes a crap ton of money. So do you notice that difference with you? And I don't, again, not knowing you, and this is more for people who are, and the only reason why I'm being so long-winded here, if people do have a side hustle, if this is be the thing that me and John want to highlight, your hobby into, is there a transition phase, or are you okay with juggling both? Or would you like to ace out one eventually? And because you could do your Shamrock Fitness, you're going to be 50. You can literally do Shamrock Fitness until you can't do. Technology is going to change, but you can do this until you can be the 80-year-old guy teaching 80-year-old guys how to do this.
Correct.
I didn't ask a question there, but I think
that's a great question. But to piggyback on the technology is changing, I think we're all roughly the same age. So I think we're blessed with being the last of the analog, and we're in the beginning of the digital. So we're kind of fast learning we're that generation that kind of learns with the change. But my dream and how I foresee it is I would love for Shamrock Fitness to become my full-time gig. And I do get that sense of accomplishment. Every time John and I finish, we finish and we talk about the workout, anyone that tells me what they get out of the workout, that's my accomplishment. And that's my feel good as well. Knowing that, someone gets something out of this. And that's what I like the most out of it. And, I've been in the service industry my whole life. I started out in the rescue squad as a 14-year-old teenager. And then I was in the military and the fire department. The service industry went a different area as I was a bartender for 10 years. It's not the best side of service industry, but just helping people and doing things. So I feel at home and I feel comfortable and I feel a great sense of accomplishment when I have, students and friends come back and they tell me what they appreciate from the class and what they've gotten from it.
Do you feel from, because I know when John told me he was doing this, or even my wife, Michelle, during COVID, everybody had to punt and call an audible and figure out how they're going to do it. So, I mean, if you go even before COVID, I'm sure it existed, but people doing online yoga classes one-on-one through a Zoom or whatever was probably pretty small. Then suddenly everyone up. Do you think people are so used to it now? Like, do you have the connection with when you're doing it with John, almost as if he's right in front of you? Because,
let me, so in the very beginning, because like most dudes, when you think yoga, you think, oh my gosh, namaste. I'm going to be, in a room with a bunch of chicks trying to sit on their heels and tell me to relax. It's impossible.
Yeah.
All these things go through your head. So, and I've never liked, I don't know what it is. I was always anti-stretching. Even when I played football, I hated stretching. I'm like, it feels so feminine to me just to bend over and arch my back. Like, I don't know who's back there, man, So I always was like against it. So what I love about what we do is I'm in a room by myself. Okay. There's no one in that room but me until I let Travis in the room on my computer. Mm-hmm. And I can put that wherever I want. And the technology has gotten better over the years. I got Wi-Fi, I got high-speed internet. I got 2 devices that I personally like to hook up because, John, you brought this up to me one time. When you were taking a class like an online class, and you're and the instructor tells you, okay, now get down to the floor, lay on your back,
Yeah.
and then starts calling out stuff, and now you can't see them anymore because your laptop's over here. I got 2 devices. I put the iPad on the ground and the laptop on a desk, and one's this way and one's over here, and I can do that. So for me, I have done that, but I don't even need that anymore because over time you start to know exactly
what the flow. You know what's going to happen, and you don't
exactly what the calls are. When he says that, I know what this means, and I don't have to look to see what that is. So, and Travis is very good at keeping it consistent and allowing you to decide how much do you really want to work out that day.
Let me ask you this, John. When you're training with Travis, was there any time that you had like maybe your mom or your girl like grab the internet connection and start shaking it to get you halfway out of the class?
No. But I've heard many dogs barking in Travis's house.
Yeah.
We call those redneck doorbells.
Yeah. I mean, what's funny is, yoga will make you pass gas as well.
Yeah.
And so when I'm in a room by myself, I just let it rip. Travis can't even hear it sometimes because he's also playing music, which is great. But, that's the good thing about this workout is you can decide how hard you want to go. The moves, it's dynamic resistance. So by physically taking your muscles and just squeezing them, that is burning calories. That is making your heart rate go up. And that's a workout. And you don't need weights. It's better on your joints. So when you're doing some of these moves, sometimes if you're tired, you can kind of lightly do it, or you can go all the way. And I wear a heart monitor, and it'll tell you, how fast your heart is beating and what zone you want to stay in to burn enough calories. And it's great, and you can do it anywhere. So
anywhere.
I had DDP when it first came out, like full on. I miss infomercials. Like I'm a sucker. I've bought everything on every infomercial, right? But now I don't even think they have them anymore because of the thing. But I bought all the DVDs and would do them and loved them.
Yeah. People still purchase the DVDs, and of course, since you've probably come around, they introduced the app and, all that. And of course, John uses the app. Like you said, the heart rate monitor connects to the app and it monitors where you need to be in the workout, whether you need to kick it up a notch or back down maybe. But,
oh yeah. Also, because that's the idea of this segment, you're getting a promo code from us, not a promo code, but if you go to shamrockfitness.org, okay. Now Travis, he's giving everybody a deal. Normally it's, he charges $50 an hour, but if you tell him that you got this from Heffron Reep, he's going to give you 8 classes for $200. It's 50% off. Am I right, Travis? Or did I just make it up? Okay.
That's correct. And that's a one-on-one. Now, if you want to do this, we'll do a John Reep, Heffron Reep promo. We'll go even further. If you want to come and check the live classes out and you don't want a one-on-one, we'll do Heffron Reep promo. We'll have to figure out what you want to do. It'll be a 5-class pass. So you come in, you look at the schedule, you pick any 5 classes you want to come to, whether it's myself or the other 4 instructors you want to choose from. And they're all great instructors. So if you want to try that, you and I work that up later. So it'll be a 5-pass class for free there.
And I cannot recommend it enough. And Travis is very good at what he does. If you feel like you need to be pushed, he can push you. If you don't want to be pushed, he's like, well, let's, he'll accommodate your needs. But it's one of the best decisions I've made. Now, the hard part is sticking with it. A lot of people's like, well, how do I stick with it? Because I've taken breaks where I've been gung-ho about it, and I go like every day as long as I can. And there are times where I just fall off the wagon. But like John was saying in the beginning, it's something that your body can get used to pretty quick. You can improve fast, and you can unimprove fast. So it's good if you can do it at least, 3 times a week. I missed today. I'm hope Travis tomorrow 3 o'clock. We good?
We got you.
Okay.
We got you.
All right. Good.
You know what we need, John, for these segments, because it's literally one of my favorite, is we need upbeat. We'll just do show notes right now. we need upbeat music.
Go ahead.
And then anytime anyone gives us a promo like Travis did, we have to sell it like those baseball card, knife, or coin
Oh my
guys.
God, we did that with the bag
it's
lady.
It's good exercise just to see. Alan, do you have any type of? I have
maybe an NFT, Shamrock Fitness NFT.
Yeah, right. Alan, do you have any type of that type of music? No, we're
well, I can read some comments while he's looking at that. Mason Wall. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, not really. So, John, if you've got anything,
Nothing. I only got one song here, and it's right here.
Yeah,
this isn't even.
Let me play something.
Fun, right?
We'll just see if it works. I'll play something.
Hard part is laying off the barbecue. Yes, it is hard, but you can eat barbecue and do this at the same time. Although I don't recommend doing it at the same time and doing it after you work out, because I have made the mistake. Because sometimes with me and Travis, it's last minute sometimes where it's like, let's just check in tomorrow, and then maybe we can do noon, and then it's like, oh, I can do 11, or I can do 11:30, or I can do, and we move it. And sometimes I will make the mistake of eating right before. And I'm going, So I would recommend eating after, definitely. Who else? There's another one. Oh, yeah. Mason Wallace, he says, DDPY yoga. I've been on the fence with it. I think I'm more Undertaker aerobics at this point. Well, that's where you're headed if you don't do something, Mason. You got to do something. My philosophy is something is better than nothing. And on the days where I feel like crap, maybe I had a good time the night before, and I'm like, I'm not feeling it today. Then I know if I go to Travis and go like, it's going to be rough today, well, maybe we'll just focus on stretching. But that's something, and something is better than nothing.
Exactly. And that's basically as long people ask about motivation. Motivation is fleeting, right? So you just need to figure out discipline, right? Put it in your lifestyle, put it in your everyday activity. And it doesn't have to be something that breaks your back when you do a workout. You can do a 10-minute workout, it can start with 10 minutes, and then you can build up to that hour a day if you want, and everyone's body is different and everyone's routine is different. When it comes to food, like Mason, I believe it said, yeah, you can have that barbecue. It's all what your goals are. Just because you work out doesn't mean you have to stop eating. Now, if you have goals, then that's a different story, right? Then we have a totally different aspect of how we approach the workout and then your menu. But yeah, it's
Travis, what is your just for people who are into the segment or just curious, what was your daytime, your 9 to 5? What is that?
I work for a beverage company. I work for a National Beverage Corporation. We're basically the manufacturers of LaCroix sparkling water. I'm pretty sure everyone's heard of LaCroix.
Everybody's heard of that. That's you take a little LaCroix.
So that's
you get a little vodka and you put it in there, and your whole drink has almost zero sugar.
There you go.
So that's the money makers as of now. But you'd love to switch that. You'd love to make it to where this is the full time. How many students do you think you have as of now?
As of right now, we probably have almost maybe 50 students at Shamrock Fitness.
So it's a very intimate club. You're going to get a lot of attention if you do sign up, because it's not like you're joining some famous person's thing.
And how do people join when they join? Is it, do they Zoom? Is that like the platform that you use?
Everything is Zoom. I'm actually in the process of speaking with a local yoga studio, or it's Yoga Lane in Summerfield. And we're going to be partnering up. So I'm going to be doing some of my classes a hybrid. I'll be doing my Zoom and local. So my local students who are actually doing Zoom as well are actually going to be able to come into the studio and do live classes with me as well as Zoom. So how you sign up for classes, John, is you would typically go to the Acuity is our website, is our base that we use. And you sign up for the classes, and then Acuity will send you out the email link and keep you aware of any changes that go on, with the classes.
But you could do that at shamrockfitness.org, right?
Shamrockfitness.org, exactly. It takes you there, and you actually don't leave the website.
Tell me about this medal. People, because I brought it up in the beginning, but we haven't talked about it.
Okay. Smitty's Run. We just had a second annual Smitty's Run. So what Smitty's Run is it is a memorial fundraiser for my buddy Robert Smith, who passed away, unfortunately, way too young with cancer. And how this came about was when he got sick, he has 2 small children. His wife's friend started a fundraiser for these guys, and they wanted him to go on a trip, take his kids. And when they raised the money and gave it to him, he said, "Look, I don't need the money." He was a captain in the Air Force. You know, he led his life right. And so he said what he wanted to do was give this money back to the school. So they created a scholarship in his name, the Smith Scholarship Award. And Smith, as you can see, the medal there is service, merit, integrity, truth, and honor. So each year, 2 students will receive $1,000 from that scholarship fund. So my wife and I ran the first one, and it was a community run from where he lives. He's from upstate New York. And that community run donated $500 to the Smith Award. So my wife and I kind of discussed it amongst ourselves, and we said, well, how can we get more money for the Smith Award? And so we just decided to create Smitty's Run. So last year we had the first one, and we had 70 runners sign up, and we donated $2,224. This year we had almost 80, I think it was 81 people signed up, and we donated. We haven't finished totaling everything up right now. Right now we're at $3,500 is where we're at right now.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's awesome. And the main idea is to keep Smitty's spirit alive, and we also, John, I have several friends in the DDP yoga community who despise running, right?
Yeah.
Hate running.
Oh,
So we created a DDP yoga marathon. So we had several instructors join us, and we had a 5-hour DDPY marathon where we had a 45-minute class, 15-minute break, started up at the top of every hour. And we had 11 instructors. So we had 2 instructors from Italy, 2 instructors from the UK, had some instructors from Canada, instructors from all over the US.
Right. Yeah, it was a great cause. And if you sign up, you get a little medal. And so I did that, my brother and I. But you don't have to actually physically go out and run. You can do it it's like you're doing it online almost. You can just do something and say it's for that. But
John, I had a friend of mine literally get in his truck. He zeroed out his mileage and he drove 3.1 miles.
Right.
And that's what he did.
That was what he's run. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a good cause. And I encourage anyone who's thinking about trying to do a little something healthy. This is honestly one of the best things you could do if you're starting out. Like if some guys our age, maybe they were the high school athlete, maybe they were like the best football player on the team, but they let themselves go. But they think in their head, they just got to jump back into it the way they did before. That's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good way to smooth back into something. And then you can go off it if you want to. But this is a great way to start. And of course, you can get as crazy as you want with this as well. But it is a great way to introduce yourself back into a healthy physical lifestyle.
Exactly.
What's the website, Alan? Can you put the website back up? Just because I need notes in front of me when I'm talking. Thank you. Here, John. Let's keep saying what you're saying, but let's move some passes. I like trying to do this a little improv here. So hold on.
All right.
Now listen to me. We got a deal going on right now. You will not believe this. Take 1 second. Put your phone down. If you have somebody in the other room calling for you, say 1 second. You are going to want to hear what we're about to tell you. Let me ask you this question. One question for you. When you go out to the bar, when you go out to a restaurant, do you have a drink? How much money do you think you spend on candy bars or an extra shot a month? Is it $200? Is it $300? Or is it $400? Let me ask you this question. If you're spending $300 to $400 to $500 a month on candy and booze, wouldn't you want to spend $200 on your health?
Get
Think
in
about that for a
charge
second.
of your life and your health, you fat ass couch potato. What are you doing?
Now listen.
Wasting, throwing money out the window. You could be getting chicks, dude.
We got a deal this week that only comes and happens once every blood moon. This is the blood moon deal. You go to shamrockfitness.org. Okay, I'm so excited about this. Suddenly I'm talking like a Southern guy. You go to shamrockfitness.org and you get yourself healthy. And you might be thinking, I don't need to get myself healthy. It's because you're selfish. You got grandkids. Your grandkids look at you and say, Grandpa, can you tie my shoe? And you got to stand and look down and realize that I'm going to go down there. I'm going to tie that shoe, but I'm not going to be able to stand up in front of my granddaughter. I'm going to be stuck on the ground because I am not able to reach down, tie a shoe, and bounce back up. Do you have $200 to not look dumb in front of your granddaughter? Are you willing to spend the money so you don't look dumb in front of your grandkids? Go to shamrockfitness.org.
Go to shamrockfitness.org right now. You'll get 50% off. That's 8 classes. Personal one-on-one with certified level 1 DDPY instructor Travis Mahaffrey.
You don't want to be at one of those pickleball tournaments all wrapped up, your knees, your ankles, all your stuff, and you grunt when you get up. You're like, You don't want to be that guy. Nobody wants to be that guy.
Nobody likes that guy.
No, nobody likes that guy. Don't be that guy. Go to shamrockfitness.org to not be that guy.
Do you ever want to have sex again?
Yeah.
No one likes it when a man gets on top of a woman and his arms are shaking like that. We're going to give you steps. You're going to do 5-count push-ups, 3-count, 10-count push-ups the next time you have sex with a woman. You don't look like a little kid.
For $200, just for $200, your wife could have sex with you without saying, I can't breathe. Get off of me. I can't breathe.
Brought to you by Blue Chew. Yes. Well, I worked up a sweat. I think I should have had my heart monitor on right there.
Should have. That was amazing. I think John got in the red over there for sure.
Yeah, totally.
That was amazing. That's the best promo I think I've ever heard.
Yeah,
that's the only promo I've ever had, to be honest with you.
Wait, let's offer something else just for fun. How about this, guys? How about this? And then y'all, both of y'all can veto me if you want.
Okay.
I'm just throwing an idea out because we're live right now. We're about to wrap it up. We've done an hour. We're trying to keep it at an hour. It's 8:30. Last minute, just throwing it out there. Let's say if someone signs up within the next 15, 20, 30 minutes, right? So this deal's over at 8:45 p.m. But if you do it now, you get a class with me and Travis and John Heffron, all 4 of us together, one Zoom room together.
Ooh.
So we do it simultaneously. Travis leads the class, but you got me and Heffron in there with you, so you can see how sad we are, and then you'll feel better about yourself knowing that we can't do half of these moves, but it's about the effort. Yes. What do we think?
I like that.
No, the one thing I loved about DDP, and I only did it from DVDs kind of, and it is a little weird on the DVD because you're looking and you're doing something and then you hear, then you got to kind of turn your head to see if you're in the right position, and now you've kind of tweaked it. But that's where good instructors come from. I mean, my wife is awesome at, like, I don't have to look at her because she just verbally cues me, so I kind of can take that stress off. But this is what I like about I've never done a live one like you and Travis have been doing. That's what to me seems super cool, because you can kind of listen, but then Travis can then look at you and go, hey, you're just a thing more, drop your shoulder here, but I'm gonna do this, do that. And then you got the real time analytics or coaching as if you were someplace, but you're not driving anywhere.
Right.
Exactly.
So as long as you still have a good view of someone, a wide view, you can really coach them, but if you just have the head, or, sometimes I see just the ceiling in some students, but I try to get my 2 things to that point. That's a great point. I try to, going through Zoom, as long as I have been, it's helped with my cues. So I'm not in front of anyone. So I have to be real precise about how I call it and what I say. And then also I tell new people that come in to anything is that if you don't know what position I'm calling, come out of it completely. Come to a safe position, whether you're on your knees, shoulders over the hips, and you can look and see what we're doing. And then we can go back into it, because there's not a test at the end. There's no one says, hey, guess what? You missed 2 lunges. Because check it out. Half the time I miss a damn lunge,
Yeah.
So, but in the workout, it doesn't matter if you miss what the instructor's calling. It's just if you're staying safe throughout the practice.
Right.
And it's amazing too. Once again, shamrockfitness.org. Guys got a side hustle. It's not even a side hustle. I don't necessarily, because it's not a hustle. It's almost like when people have these second job thingies, it's the thing that they really like to do. So it's not necessarily even a hustle. They're just, I don't know. It's a weird term.
Yeah, we got to think of a better term.
Yeah, I think we can literally create something somehow. And I've completely forgot my thought.
Maybe
I mean, not to discount it, because it is a hustle. This is my first experience really doing anything on my own.
Yeah,
and it's tough. And this is not even a full-fledged thing. So anyone out there is actually doing a side hustle and it's turned into a full-fledged business, I take my hat off to them, because doing it on your own and not having a program to set it for you, or a company to come in and set everything up for you, it's pretty intimidating.
I want to answer. Brenda just left a question. I want to answer this. She said, "Are there steps for people just starting out?" Yes, this is one of those programs where literally, if you're in a hospital bed and you might have just had, I don't know, maybe you can't move your legs, something's going on. You could do stuff. It's whatever you're able to do. There's things that you can do to improve yourself. So it's for any level, right?
Right.
It's and it's all coachable. It's very, very easy to do. Yeah.
It is, exactly. To piggyback on that, it's for all levels. And like John said, DDP has actually started the app with what he calls the bed flex. So you literally have 3 workouts where you're laying in the bed and you're just moving and stretching. Then he has you going into a chair, and then going from a chair to standing, to holding, using a chair as balance, so props. So you go from doing all that to then you, like you said earlier, John, it's a progression, right? So you get into the other wild stuff if you want to get into the forearm stand or the show off moves that
it is amazing. One, just from my personal experience, like I'm having balance issues. So my wife's, every day we're working on stuff, but it's weird when you don't do it. Like, so now it's becoming a habit where I'm like, oh, I didn't do the little flow that she came up for me to do. It makes a difference when you don't do it, and you start to see like, oh, I didn't do that. And then you become stronger and little things start to build. Like, my wife would do at retirement homes or assisted living a lot of chair yoga stuff. And so she has got this whole chair yoga program. And even me, she goes, hey, I watch you get out of chairs or couches. Try to just get up without grabbing hold of the side of the chair or side of the couch. So like practice, like just get up using just your abs. You're strong enough. And you don't realize how you just go, right? Like you don't, next time you're on a couch, John, just when you get up, just use your feet and just come straight up.
I've noticed that improvement just with doing this.
Yeah.
I have been noticing myself getting up with just my feet or abs and not my hands, and going like, oh my God, I feel like I'm Superman right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where's that tough man contest?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, thank you so much, Travis Mahaffrey. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Let's say 2:30 or 3. Is that good?
That'll work.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll hit you up.
I want to jump into class with you guys. My internet sucks. So if I cut out Travis, I didn't quit. I just have horrible internet.
Hey, that's amazing. And sometimes John will tell you my internet sucks too. And I get kicked off and I have to come back, and hopefully John's there. And there's been sometimes
just go, okay, if I get kicked out, get in child pose and stay there till I get back. And then you go get something to eat. You let your dogs out and you're like, the worst. Reep's been in child pose for 20 minutes.
Yeah, he gets frozen in plank, and I'm like, you cannot still be in this position.
Yeah. It's like I think his internet's.
Well, it's so wild. I lose my Zen, and like I go from 0 to 10. Whenever I lose my internet connection, is so crazy. And a little bit of an inside story. I broke my phone the last time I lost my internet. So it's it can get hectic sometimes, man. Because when you have a TV full of students, you have 15 to 20 people, and then all of a sudden it's a white screen. It's like, oh my god,
yeah,
oh my god.
Travis, here's what you should be like. Somebody like you should be excited about. I think. If you think about how much technology has changed in the last even 2 or 3 years with all these platforms, however, me and Reep are broadcasting now every week, it's kind of like a different link and we're using a different system. It's only going to get better. So we're a year or two away of just people just having a painting on their wall that they touch it, then it becomes, they see you. Exactly. And they click a button, and it's just a Mozart, and then they click a button, and then they see you, and they're not having to set up stuff, and it's the yoga mirror or quick, John, grab that website, and stuff like that. So,
well, they're just about there. Peloton has it. There's another guy who has a workout. It's literally a mirror.
Yeah.
Things open up, and you kind of work out in
holograms.
Yeah, I mean, we're almost next to what was that movie where you put the skull cap on?
Yeah, VR.
Yeah.
Or you just plug in like the Matrix. You go, I know yoga. Yeah.
Travis, listen, I know John has one. At some point, you got to go to the VR goggles. You got to maybe have a character within that world, and you'll have the thing and do it that way. But
that'd be pretty wild.
That's off into the future.
Yeah, and if it's anything like a roller coaster, I'll pass. I did that VR roller coaster one time, and that lasted maybe 5 seconds. I yanked it off.
Yeah. All right, John Heffron, thank you. Any final things y'all want to? I mean, we've been plugging Shamrock Fitness this whole time. John Heffron, are you anywhere this weekend? I forgot.
I am in Traverse City, but everybody can go to heffronreep.com. We'll have all our dates up there. If you want to see where we're performing live. Also, I'm going to do my side hustle plug. Go to thebestcuttingboards.com.
There you go.
Nice.
We sell napkins now, dude. We sell napkins.
Napkins?
Cloth napkins like gentlemen.
I didn't know this.
Yeah. Also, I have this idea. Should I share it or I'll wait till next week?
Ooh, tease it.
I have an idea that I think would crush it because my whole theory now is we're only 7 months away from Christmas. I got to get my act together, dude. Like a lot of people are thinking it's May, it's June. I'm already thinking I want to move 400 of these for Christmas next year. I got to start taking those orders now. I got to make some power moves in July, and I think I got a product that I haven't seen. I think people would like it.
Ooh.
I'm just gonna say next week, and then
next week this episode's going to start with John's secret new product.
I don't know if people will buy it, or should I just tell you now? I don't know.
Well, if you wait a week, you have time to think about how you're going to. Yeah. There you go. Oh, there's the coasters, Heffron Reep coasters. Hang on. By God, if we're going to be doing this, get you some John Reep hickory hot sauce. So good to make your head shake. You go to.
And by the way, let me do this too. Hold on, John. I think are we saying goodbyes?
Yes.
So also, if you're watching all this, if you have a side hustle, which I don't like the name yet, but if you have a thing, invite me and John to your thing. Not an event, but we plug a lot of our stuff nonstop. You plug your dude. We got to figure out a tagline for this.
Do a merch giveaway for your fans. Whoever comes up with the best tagline gets a hat.
Right.
Yes.
What we're calling this.
But if you want us to get you on the show so we can talk about how you created a business, what you do, things that suck about it, things that are good, we would like to know. There's portions of this podcast we want to start. We're doing a little pivot where we kind of want to start educating more, and me and John want to learn about things.
Yeah.
We're pretty smart on a lot of things, and you guys are getting sick of us just telling you how smart we are. So now we want to learn. So we want. So make sure you leave those links. Also, if anybody listening could start going, and anytime you see anything on Facebook or Twitter, if you could start tagging me or John, and just say, hey, you guys are just talking about this, or this is exactly what you guys were talking about. I love it. People are starting to do it.
Yes.
Just keep it light and fun. Nothing like no tragic news stories or anything like that. But just if you come across Facebook stuff, just always tag me and John going, you guys were literally just talking about this.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It forces us to be at the top of that comment stream. And then,
and it's funny.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun joke. All right. Well, for John Heffron, for Travis Mahaffrey, I am John Reep. You've been watching in Heffron and Reep, and I am saying, bicycle.
Okay. Oh.
Get noise.